Friends, let's be honest. You've all taken a Buzzfeed quiz or two or 10. So have I. You know the ones I'm talking about. Pick some crumble cookies, and I'll tell you what 2024 has in store for you. Pick a movie for every year, and we'll guess your true age. Let's see what tropical destination you're destined to visit based on the food you eat. The list goes on and on and on. Now, today, using your Python skills, you have the opportunity to create your own BuzzFeed style program. Let's try my sample quiz to start. All right, here we go. Let's see what friend's character best matches for you. We'll pick a color. We're going to pick red as I speed run this. Now you'll notice the question disappears after a moment and then a new one appears. Pick a movie. I'm going to press 1 for Jurassic Park. Where would you rather go? Press 1 for London, 2 for Wyoming, 3 for Manhattan. I'm going to London. What would you rather watch? Grey's Anatomy, Life on Earth, or Yellowstone? I'll go for Grey's Anatomy, a medical drama show. What would you rather do? Be an actor, paleontologist, or office worker? I will be an actor, thank you. And now it is calculating our results, showing us some classic Chandler Bing quotes. My results are, oh my gosh, there is no decision. We must ask Phoebe. If you're not sure who Phoebe is, look it up. Okay, what happened here? How does this work? I'm so glad you asked. All right, here's my program. Let's ignore the first 2 lines for now. I'll come back to those. The ones I want to focus on are right here, lines 4, 5, and 6. So I have 3 possible outcomes. You could be Chandler, Joey, or Ross. Each of those outcomes becomes a variable. If you were doing Star Wars characters, then you would do Yoda, Luke, or Obi-Wan. If you were doing favorite restaurants, you'd name the top 3 restaurants. Positions on the baseball field, shortstop, pitcher, catcher, right? Make it easy on yourself. Make the possible outcomes your variables. Now you'll notice that each variable gets assigned a value of 0. That's because what's really happening here, friends, is that we are keeping a score. So each time an answer is provided within the game, then the score will go up in one of the variables. It could also go down, but we'll talk about that. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the code. Print, let's see what friend's character is a best match for you. First question, color equals input. Pick a color, red, green, or blue. If I type in red, so if color equals red, then it's going to say Chandler plus equals 1. In Python, that means add 1 point to the Chandler variable. If I pick green, it says Joey plus equals 1. That means add 1 point to the Joey variable. If I pick blue, Ross gets a point. Now, if you're really motivated, friends, and I know you are, you could add more than 1 point. You could also subtract points by saying minus equals. So maybe the answer to the question results in somebody losing points from a possible outcome. All right, so we continue with our questions until we get to the end. Here's where the magic happens. If Ross is greater than Joey and Ross is greater than Chandler, what that is saying is the program is checking the variable named Ross and the value that it holds to see if that is greater than the variable named Joey and the value that it holds. So if Ross has 6 points and Joey has 5, then Ross is greater than Joey. And it's also checking to see if the Ross value is greater than the Chandler value. If that's correct, it prints you match with Ross. If those conditions in line 66 are not met, then it goes to the elif, which stands for else if. And if Joey is greater than Ross and Joey is greater than Chandler, then you match with Joey. And it keeps on rolling that way, checking the conditions to see if any are met. Now, the last line is a little different. It says if Joey equals Ross or Joey equals Chandler. Then the final line will say, there is no decision, we must ask Phoebe. Okay, now there's a little bit more happening in the program, but those are the basics. Let's talk about the extra stuff that I want you to include. I want you to use import time and import OS. What do those do? So import time allows us to put a delay in the program. Time.sleep parentheses 2 means the program is going to pause for 2 seconds before it moves on to the next line of code. This pause is perfect for humans to give us a second to breathe during any kind of program before something happens next, so that it's not flinging inputs at us all the time. In this case, the next line of code is os.system clear. What that does is it actually clears whatever is on the screen before going to the next line of code. So instead of having all of the questions show up one after another, it asks one question, then that question goes away, then the next question appears, then that goes away. It just looks a little cleaner for your people. Now, down at the bottom, I did the same thing with the calculations, because by line 51, we know the answer. But to make it more fun for the user, to build a little suspense, all of this is just slowly pausing for 2 seconds, clearing the screen, making another wonderful Chandler Bing quote, then pausing for 2 seconds, then clearing the screen, and repeating that a little bit. It just builds suspense. So add some of that to your own game. Now, how does this work for you? What do you get to do? Let's take a look. So you are welcome to pick the topic of your choice. So sports teams, avatar animal, what movie character matches you, what country should you visit? The choice is up to you. You pick the topic. You are welcome to fly solo or work with a partner programmer. Now, if you want to work solo, that's fine. You need to have at least 5 questions and at least 3 choices of outcome. So Chandler, Joey, Ross, Obi-Wan, Yoda, or Darth Vader, owl, moose, or mouse. If you want to work with a partner, then you need to ask at least 8 total questions and have 4 possible endings. So your avatar animal is either an otter, wolf, a mouse, or a raccoon, right? Your baseball position is either catcher, pitcher, outfielder, or first base. You choose, right? I want them to be multiple choice questions. So it's not just a yes, no necessarily. I want you to have some multiple choice in there. So you need to have at least 1 multiple choice question if you're working alone, and have at least 2 multiple choice questions that have at least 4 options each if you are working with a partner. Planning wise, well, start by choosing the focus of your quiz. What's it going to be? Then think about the kinds of answers and questions that would lead to a specific outcome, but don't make them super obvious, right? Let it build some suspense for us. And third, make sure that you, and if you're working with a partner, your partner create code that is original to you. You are welcome to reference my sample code, but it is not there for you to directly copy. So I'll be blunt. If I see a program that gets turned in and it's about favorite Star Wars character, but in fact, you're using the variables of Chandler, Joey, and Ross, well, I pretty much know that you just copied my code. This is an opportunity for you to hopefully enjoy some creative fun and also show me your programming skills. As you reach the end, once it is decided what the outcome is, let's say it turns out that I'm Obi-Wan, I could only hope, then give me a 1 to 3 sentence description as to why I got that outcome. And make sure to use those fake effects to see like the program is thinking, using import time, import OS and os.system clear. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your quizzes. Don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. Thanks for watching and have a great day.